Okay, here we have an example of exponential regression. It says, find an exponential model for the data. Use the model to predict when the tuition at University of Texas, Austin will be $6,000. Here you have a table that is relating the year and the tuition in dollars, right? So what we have to do is copy this table in our Desmos, right? So we continue here in Desmos, and first we have to create a table. For that, we need to click on plus, right? And then we click on table, and there we go, and we have the X and the Y. The X means the years, and the Y means the tuition in dollars. So instead of writing 1999, I will write year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4, according to the values that I have in my table. I have 5 values of years, so it's from 0 to 4. Then I have to copy the values from the table that I have here, right? I have to copy all the values for the tuition for each year. So that's what I'm going to do. And the Y coordinate, I will copy 3128 for the first one. The second is 3585. The third one is 3776. The other is 3950, and the last one is 4188. Okay. The next step is what? I have to create my exponential regression equation. For that, I will introduce the model for my exponential regression. Remember that I have y, and I have to write the subindex of the table, right? So I have to relate it with the table. As you can see here on the table, I have y sub 1, so that's why I have to use the same subindex to relate those values to the model, right? So instead of equal, since this is a regression, it's just an approach, I will use this sign instead of equal. Then I have to copy the model that says A times B, right? That is the model for exponential equation. A b to the power of x. But the x has to be the same as y with the same subindex, right? Because those are the x and the y values that I have on my table, x sub 1 and y sub 1. And that's what I have to do. Okay, so here, to get the exact exponential regression equation, I have to turn on this log mode that I have here. So I have to click there, and it will change my values of a and b. So that's the correct way you should create your exponential model, guys. Okay, so in this exercise, I have the question that says, when the tuition will be 6,000. So what I need to do here is to go back to Desmos and then build the horizontal at $6,000, right? Because remember that the dollars or the tuition means the y coordinate. So if I draw a horizontal line at 6,000, what is going to happen is that I will get the graph, right? I will get my graph, and I will have my intersection. The intersection of those 2 points will tell me the year when the tuition will be $6,000. So approximately the year is after 9 years, the tuition will be $6,000. And according to my example that I have here, right? Remember that we solved this one in class, right? We got this model. Here, this data that we have is using a graphing calculator, right? So the A is, here we have the value of A, that is this one that we have here. That is the value of A that says 3,235.64. And let's check there if it's the same. 3,235.64. We got the same A value. And the B value that we have here using Desmos is 1.07. So let's take a look at our Y value that says 1.07. It's the same. So that means that If I use Desmos, I can get the same exponential regression as using a graphing calculator, right? And here on this graph, you can see that this one is my horizontal line at 6,000, and there you have the intersection. So this intersection here tells me when the tuition will be $6,000. It will be after 9.07 years. So approximately that's the value that I have. So in 2008, the tuition will reach the $6,000. That's the correct way, guys. You use exponential regression, and that's it for this tutorial.